Hello again, and welcome to Real Talk with Auntie O. Just talking real life issues. And today the question is, who wants to be a millionaire? Me. I know I want to be. Do you? Okay, let's get real. Let's get serious here. I don't know if I signed up to something. So we've got all the data intelligence and all the things that go on behind the scene, and sees the sort of things we're interested in. I don't know if that's it, but in the past year, every single place I've been on, so Facebook, LinkedIn, it's always about people with solutions to how I can make millions, like how I can get clients. I've got this strategy, and this is always the marketing pitch, right? It's like, I use this strategy, and in a month I was able to make X million, and I want to show it to you for free. And I think for free, like, if I had a magic bullet, if I had a solution, and this is me, maybe I'm not very nice, but if I had a solution that made me millions in a month, I would not even share it with my family. That's how mean I am. I won't share it. So for someone to go on Facebook or LinkedIn or public YouTube and tell me, I have a secret, it took me whatever, I figured it out and I'm giving it to you for free, or I'm giving it to you for a free course, a 5-day challenge. There's a lot out there. I don't know if it's just me who's getting all these adverts because of something I've probably signed up to in the past, or if any of you are getting this kind of adverts. It's just really mental. It's the past. I don't think I had noticed it so much before, but the past 1 year has just been madness. Like, everyone making millions, and somehow I'm feeling like, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not missing out FOMO? And so I started to think. I said, is this really true? So there's a lot of posturing. I call it posturing. I don't know if it's a real word, but there's a lot of posturing out there, and everyone trying to look successful, act successful. I'm doing so well. But is it true? Like, is that real? Is that so? When I think of the population, is it realistic that we have so many millionaires? Like, every other person apart from myself is a millionaire. So yeah, it's a bit, it's unreal. I think that yes, there are millionaires, there are billionaires, maybe trillionaires, whatever, wherever the currencies stop. There are people like that, no doubt, but those are in the minority. And I think it would always remain that way. Yeah? One, because the world ain't fair. It is what it is. It is something that the earlier you get used to that concept, the better for you. So there is no equality in the grand scheme of things. Some of us will die broke. That's it. Some of us will, majority of us will be average. Actually, probably majority will die broke, majority will be average, and the rich, the millionaires, trillionaires, they would remain in the minority. It is what it is. I'm not saying that, don't do anything about it, take it lying down or anything like that, but just understand that it helps keep you grounded. Just having that understanding, like, when you see all this flashiness and all this, a lot of it is fake, a lot of it is posturing, people faking it, and when you fake it long enough, you start to look that way, fake it to make it, the sort of thing. People don't tell you the backstory. So I find it in maybe LinkedIn, especially, sometimes YouTube, everyone else seems so successful. It's just unreal. I did this, I smashed this, I did that, I did, and but when you get one-on-one, what I find is that even my friends, the people that I know that appear on the surface as, successful doing, when I've gotten one-on-one, talked with them, they have things that they struggle with. Someone might be out of job, like they're not working, they're jobless, but they have this posture and this profile that says all these wild and wonderful things about them. But you reach that profile and you go, oh gosh, this person is doing so well, and you start to feel so bad for yourself and think that you're getting something wrong. But a lot of it is posturing. A lot of it is posturing. We are in a world now where you could get clothes. You could go to the shop, get anything, put it on, wear it to a party, wear it, take some pictures, designer, and then return it. A lot of people do that. Or where credits, people are living off credit cards and things like that. So that's the sort of backstory that you don't hear. You don't see. We don't have access to these people's credit reports to see how indebted they are, or how well they're doing. Some people are actually doing well, and I always try to balance my message. Some people are actually doing well, but a lot of people fake it. And if you're not careful, you get caught up in that whole, cloud of maybe trying to fake it, or trying to, go out of your way to get there, or just self-pity and giving up on yourself, thinking, oh gosh, I am all alone here. But no, there is more of us, very, 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 very many of us, like majority of people are not millionaires, will never be, and that's fine. It is what it is. Also, in terms of, let's look at the actually successful people. A lot of us, I'm not talking fake here, I'm talking about, yes, someone who's actually a millionaire has actually made it. Some people are self-made, but a lot of people are not self-made, and those are the stories that we don't really dig deep enough to find. So we don't all spring from the same board. We are not jumping off. So I look at it like a diving board, board, of some sort. And there's all different levels, and we all take off from different levels. Again, it is life. It is circumstances. It is time. It is chance. It is opportunities. And some people, come from families where they've inherited some wealth, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you don't understand all these dynamics that could impact the results that people get, you just judge yourself, from the same level as these people, and you're not being fair to yourself. I'm not saying be complacent, don't try at all, but understand that some people have had, some sort of help, some sort of luck, some sort of opportunity, doing something at the right time. Okay? And it's not because you didn't do it at the right time. It's just, for example, let's say someone 10 years ago took some opportunity and they're doing so well with it right now. You yourself 10 years ago, you probably were not even in a space to think. You were probably going through, a bad patch in life that didn't afford you the opportunity to take the sort of opportunities, or you didn't know. Sometimes it's a function of the people that we know. Sometimes it takes making one friend outside of your usual circle to see that, oh, actually there is more to life. But if you don't know, in the absence of that knowledge, you're restricted in what you know and how far you go. And hey, that's life. So life is a race, but it's not a sprint. It is a marathon. If you've ever watched a marathon, you'd see that the crowd, so everyone, at the start of the race, there's hundreds and hundreds of people starting the race. And in the first few minutes, it seems like we're all going together, everyone is still. And then as the race progresses, people start to break out. There you have the Kenyans out in front, and the Mo Farahs and all of them, and they start to break out. And then what do you find? The majority, still keeping up, still going. And that's what life is. Even far behind, you'd have maybe the disabled who says, I want to complete this marathon. I want to complete it in a wheelchair. I'm completing the marathon in like people use some different props and all of that, those ones. And if you think about it, what they do is complete the race in their own time. I would never, I've never completed a marathon, but if I was going to do that, I would not be looking to be first. I'll just be going in to complete the marathon. And what people do in a marathon is you do the first one. Let's say the first one took me, I don't know, 5 days, 1 week. I don't know if it takes that long, but get the point. If the first one took me 1 week, I might say, okay, the next time I run this marathon, I'm going to do it in 6 days. And this is where you start looking at your personal best. You start competing against yourself. So it's me, it's my abilities, it's everything, but I am trying to make that better. I'm not going to go compete with Mo Farah or say, I'm going to be first or second or third, and if we saw life that way, as a marathon, not a sprint, in that process, there'll be times where you feel strong, piped up, ready to go, and then there'll be other times where you just need to take it slow, you just need to pace yourself, and that is fine. The most important thing is completing the marathon. Some people would run, some would walk, some would crawl, some would be in a wheelchair, whatever, but completing the marathon in your own time and challenging yourself to be your personal best. Okay? And lastly, be encouraged. Keep working hard. And again, this is relative. Look at where you are. Be realistic with where you are today. I am all for hard work and success and all of that, but from a personal level, from a realistic assessment of your own personal situation. So look at yourself, look at the things that you can control, what's in my power, what can I do, with everything else that's going on around. So for example, personally, I've had to, and when I was taking my qualifications, so I'm a qualified accountant myself, and when I was taking my qualifications, my exams in 2010, I remember just stopping at a point because I had too much to deal with. So I was going through a bad patch in my marriage. I had a young child, another one on its way, a full-time job, and I was writing these exams, and I got to the point where, yes, I want to bear that title, I want to do those things, I want to be successful professional, but at that point it just wasn't working, and I stopped. And I stopped for 5 years. It took me 5 years later to get back and say, okay, now I'm in a place. So I'd had a divorce, the kids were grown up a bit more, and I went back and I finished it. So if I was competing with anyone back there in 2010, I would have said, I've got to finish because, this person, but that person probably was a single lady or male with no responsibilities, or even if they were married, they were probably having support. If I was fighting and competing with that person, maybe I would have lost myself in the process of getting there. So that for me is an example of staying motivated, being encouraged, but knowing when to pace yourself. I didn't lose sight of it. I still got my ACCA qualification, I think 2016 or something, and I'm still doing stuff with it. But it took me an extra 5 years in which I had to sort out my immediate needs, and that's valid. I'm just all for balancing this message. So who wants to be a millionaire? Some of us will be, some of us won't be, but that is fine. Success should be relative to you, your situations, what your goals are, and be satisfied. For me, what I tell my daughters, what I tell people is, as long as you're doing the best that you can, you don't owe anyone anything else, like no explanations, whatever. As long as you're doing the best that you possibly can with the resources that's available to you, with what you know, with the resources and with your personal circumstances, that's fine. So yes, we all want to be a millionaire, but some of us won't be. And that's fine, that's okay. Thank you. Thanks.